Bravo, bravo, guys. And just so you know, the sounds that you just heard were not what you think it was. I was definitely beating my meat. Anyways, my name's Kennymaximum, and today we're going to be talking about the Sonic movie. I'm not sure if this is a review, impressions, just me talking a little bit about it. We'll see, man. I'm just improvising, so go with it. Alright, so for the most part, I'm going to be spitballing my impressions at you like a big old fat loogie. I will do my best to avoid spoilers. If there are any spoilers, I'll make sure try to cram them into the end of the video. And I will definitely let you guys know if it's a spoiler or not, because I hate spoilers. I'm going to do y'all right by that, alright? If I feel like it's significant, I will let you know for sure. So me and my son actually went to watch this movie together, considering he is also a huge fan of Sonic's. I am almost certain he knows more about Sonic than I do at this point. Makes me very proud, guys. You have no idea. Well, some of you might have an idea who have kids, but even then, sometimes your kid might not be interested in old school stuff. You know, and you have a kid that just, ooh, I like this old stuff. It feels so good. It's the best feeling in the world, guys. Embrace it. Embrace it with all of your might. Oh my God, it was so good. We were wearing our matching Sonic shirts too. It was so cool, bro. I was walking through the mall and people were staring at us and were like, oh, that is cool. Look at that son and that daddy. Rocking them Sonic shirts, man. I don't know, man. I stuck my chest out and I was like, yeah, bitch, gotta go fast. I really gotta go fast and buy this ticket because the movie was about to start and we gonna be late. Anyways, we did make it on time. We had to spin dash, but we did make it. I'm so sorry for that joke, guys. Please don't drop me a dislike. Please don't leave my video. I'm trying my best here. Please have a heart. Anyways, I was able to get snacks and everything. It was all Gucci. But what did surprise me, though, when we went into the seating area, there was like nobody in there. I think there might have been like 2 or 3 people in the seats, and I was getting kind of scared there. So I was like, maybe this movie sucks. But turns out I was just an early bird and everybody else just came in late. They missed like chunks of the movie, like 10-15 minutes worth of the movie. And I'm like, bro, you may as well not even watch this anymore. Like, you just missed like the whole first chunk of it. So what's the point at that point? You know what I mean? So where do I even start with this movie? I mean, I have my doubts just like you guys, even after they did a redesign, because of course the redesign itself cannot fix a bad movie, right? You gotta have a good script, you gotta have a good cast, you know what I mean? You gotta have good CG and all that stuff. All that stuff plays a part in the actual complete product, you know what I mean? So the redesign itself is not gonna carry the movie. But I'm proud to say, guys, that the movie actually delivered. It delivered in spades, especially considering what we all thought it was going to be. The cast was actually excellent. The main characters you'd be focusing your attention on, give or take maybe 1 or 2 people. I mean, I only watched it once in the movies, so I'm not going to remember every single character and their relevancy. But those will be James Marsden as Tom, Tika Sumpter as Maddie, of course, Jim Carrey as Robotnik, and Ben Schwartz, I think that's how you pronounce it. I suck at names, as the voice of Sonic. He did a fantastic job, actually. Of course, I would have hoped for like some kind of Jaleel White cameo or something like that, but it's all right, man. I feel like we might get Jaleel somewhere. Maybe he'll be like a chili dog seller or something like that. You know what I mean? Throw him in the sequel, please. There will be a sequel. We'll get to that in a second. But everyone did a pretty good job. The one thing I didn't like was the underutilization of Tika Sumpter's character, Maddie. Even though she was the wife of the main character, she was very underutilized. She was in a few scenes, but in my opinion, she was not in enough. And not only do I think she was underutilized, 1 or 2 of the scenes that she was in also included her sister, Rachel, played by Natasha Rothwell. That was the only character in the movie that I absolutely, positively, without a shadow of a doubt, disliked with a passion. Oh my God, she was so annoying. Of course, I think that's what they were going for, but brah, they went a little bit over with her. They had to literally tie her up inside of a chair. I was so happy when they did that. Oh my God, she was super duper annoying. I don't like that character. I hope if she is in the sequel, they redeem her in some way. Make her a bigger part of the story. Not really a bigger part of the story, but make her help them in some way where she seems a little bit redeemable, because she was completely unlikable through any scene that she appeared in, and she just kind of diluted any scenes that Tika Sumpter was in, which is Maddie. she diluted every single time, every scene that she was in with Maddie, she just diluted it. I disliked her presence in general. And it was basically because she did not like Tom. Apparently Tom was not good enough for his sister. So she wanted them to have a divorce and yada yada. And you know, of course we're going to be rooting for the main characters. So any opposers, you know, we're not going to like them. It's the same thing with like Breaking Bad. You know, Walter White is, I mean, spoilers for for Breaking Bad. If you don't want to hear that, then you know, click forward a few seconds. But we all know that Walter White is not exactly the best person in the world, right? But he's the main character, so we're rooting for him. So that's how it is with our main character. Well, our main character isn't a bad character, but it's the same principles as to if there's somebody opposing the character that is supposed to be the main one, we're going to defend the main character regardless, right? So it just made you dislike the Rachel character even more. I like, get her out of here. I don't want to see her in the sequel, but I mean, it's it's Maddie's sister, so of course you're going to see her again if the sequel does get released. But I just, please redeem her. If you would have asked me what's her one redeeming quality, guess what? It ain't even her. It's her daughter, the sweetest little angel you will ever lay your eyes on. I won't go into specifics about that character, but just know that she helps out Sonic in a particular way, which makes her much more of a main character than her mother will ever be. And at one point, she even hits you with the gotta go fast. It was so cute, bro. So let's touch on Sonic himself for just a moment. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I actually prefer this version of Sonic over his game counterparts. I know that's ridiculous. How can that even be? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't compute, but it's true. And that's because I believe this Sonic has more depth to him. The other Sonic is already established, cocky, confident. He's a total badass. This particular Sonic, he's somewhat of a badass, but he's still oblivious. His things he doesn't know, he doesn't understand. This is like a new origin story, so to speak, for this character. Whereas the other one was kind of already established. He knew what he was doing. The Sonic in this movie, however, has some issues on the account of him having to be sent to Earth by his owl mom, which also reminds me of the goat mom from Undertale. I was thinking goat mom the whole time I saw that owl man. But yeah, he had a guardian in the form of an owl. I don't know if an owl was ever his parent in any other media. I have no idea. You guys can let me know. I don't follow the Sonic lore that tightly, so I have no idea if this owl actually exists outside of this movie. But if she does, let me know in the comments. So yeah, thing is, they were being hunted by what seems to be echidnas. I believe they are echidnas. They look like echidnas to me. And if they are echidnas, I'm very impressed that they went that deep into the lore. I didn't think they would take it that far with this movie, but they seem to be echidnas. I need to watch the movie again to actually verify, but that's what they look like, man. And fearing for Sonic's life, the owl mom actually tossed one of the rings, because she had like these bag of rings. She tossed one of the rings, made a portal, and sent Sonic to Earth in it. So apparently these rings, they're not just for extra lives. They're actually used for portals. And at first I was like, why on earth do these rings create portals? But I was like, hold on, wait a second. Don't we have portal rings in the games that send you to bonus levels? What's stopping these rings from sending you to Earth or Mars or your grandma's house or a strip club even? Oh yeah, so you want to know what else I noticed? The owl mom is actually Bardock and Sonic is Goku. She sensed evil was afoot, she sent him to Earth. What would that make of Tom though? Grandpa Gohan perhaps? Yes, I am definitely thinking too deeply into this. But if you do come up with any Dragon Ball theories, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, she sent him to Earth to fend for himself, told him to be safe and all that stuff. If you ever get in trouble, you know, use the rings, because they teleport you to strip clubs and such. So he ended up making this little underground bachelor pad similar to Bugs Bunny, but only cooler. He had everything he needed down there: beanbag, treadmill, comic books. The only thing he was missing was a friend. And also, I'm pretty sure there were a few Easter eggs inside of his place as well. I didn't pay full attention to everything because it goes by so fast, but there was one thing I noticed. There was a sign somewhere in there that said Ventura, like some kind of license plate or sign of sorts. It said Ventura on it. And if that's the case, of course, that would make a lot of sense because Jim Carrey, Ace Ventura, you know. And I am certain there's so much more to see. As soon as somebody drops a good quality version online or the Blu-ray gets released or wherever it decides to go, people are gonna pick that apart, man. I might even jump on that. Oh yeah, guys, just let me say, if you guys are going to watch this movie, don't go in there thinking it's gonna be a 100% carbon copy of the games, all right? This is its own new kind of story that it's trying to tell. It takes elements from the game but it's very grounded in its own universe somewhat. So don't go in thinking it's going to be like don't try to match it with everything that you see in the game, or you'll be disappointed. You know what I mean? Go have an open mind. Don't be such a heavy, hard ass critic about it. And I'm positive you're going to enjoy it. There's something there in that movie for everybody. It's pretty good, man. It's overall pretty stellar. I think like the CG actually looks really good as well. They did a fantastic job. I'm not even sure how they were able to pull that off in such a short period of time, considering they had to do a complete redesign of Sonic. I'm not sure if they had to do any other redesigns or anything, but I know they had to do a redesign of Sonic, of course. So with them having to do that and redo all the scenes that they had done up to that point, I feel like that is quite a feat, to be honest. So don't jump in balls deep thinking it's some kind of blockbuster experience. It's not, but it is a very good movie, I assure you, all the way through. It's pretty good. There might be one or two slower parts or whatever, but I found the whole movie to be enjoyable. I didn't have any major complaints about pretty much anything that they showed. And also, if you ask me, I think the chemistry between Tom and Sonic was a good one. I didn't feel like it was forced or anything. I also like that Sonic called him a donut lord through the whole thing, because Sonic usually would spy on him, and Tom would be like talking to his donuts pretty much when he's alone. So he made this little cute name, Donut Lord, for him, and it just stuck. There's a lot of other stuff like that in the movie as well. I think they did a good job of actually mixing up the funny and the sad and the heartfelt and, you know, all those different emotions. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite scenes was the baseball scene where he was playing baseball all by himself. I think he was actually watching the kids play baseball, but he's like hiding underneath the bleachers because he doesn't want them to see him. But he also likes being around people because of course he's lonely. So he's like just stalking the baseball field, just watching them play. And at night he comes out on the field and he plays with himself. And at first it was like a little fun time, you know, a little fun scene or whatever like that. And then it dawned on him that I'm alone. I'm playing baseball with myself. Yeah, I'm fast. I can hit the ball and run to the next side and catch the ball and all that stuff, but I'm doing this by myself, you know? And at that moment I was like, wow, this character actually has some depth to it. I love this. It was so different. You do not understand. I love that scene so much. I was like, wow, please pour some of this extra character into our current Sonic, please. It was so good. You like, please go and watch it. Make sure you see that scene and come back and let me know what you think. I loved it. I loved it so much. That's one of the major reasons I like that particular Sonic more, just because it's like you get to see him grow. So I expect that the sequel, he'll be a little bit more well versed and you'll see him, you know, actually evolve over time. But at the moment, you know, you're here growing with him pretty much. Now, if there's something else I had to admit to not being too fond of, other than Maddie's sister, I would have to go with all the speed gags. Guys, they milk the speed gags. Oh boy, they milk the speed gags. It was fine the first few times, but they kept going. There was at least about 50 speed jokes. Sonic could not stop. You could not get this man to stop making speed jokes, speed gags. Oh boy, they ran with it really fast. You see what I did there? And I know he's Sonic, guys. You don't have to tell me that. He's fast. That's what he does. What other kind of jokes is he gonna make? But somehow I still feel like they could have toned that down a little bit. It was getting a bit cringy. I was starting to feel a little bit uncomfortable because it was happening so frequently. But even then, it never got so bad that it was like, oh, wow, I can't watch this. It never ever got that bad. It was just like a personal pet peeve of mine that I really just didn't want to hear this many speed stuff. I like, give me some more variety with my jokes other than speedy related things. I can go fast. I can get this item very quick before you had a chance to notice I even left. You know, that kind of stuff. It was a lot of speedy things going on. And I was like, yeah, he's changing it up, but it's still at its core about speed, you know? And I was just getting a little bit tired of that. But it was still pretty sweet overall, guys. Trust me when I say that. Especially considering they found the best possible actor to play Robotnik, Jim Carrey. Even though, listen to me now, even though this man is not fat, he got the job done in spades. I would not go as far as saying he carried the movie on his own, but he came damn well close to doing it. Because the other actors are fine, you know, there's nothing wrong with them or anything like that. I won't take that away from them. But Jim Carrey is definitely the highlight. I cannot even imagine somebody else playing this role anymore. Jim Carrey did a phenomenal job. I have not been this invested in anything Jim Carrey related in years, like years. I did not even know he can still act the way he acted in this movie. It was so good. It was so good. I was so happy to see that, because I'm pretty sure Jim Carrey's like 57, 58. He might be, I think, like 58 or something like that by now. And this movie made him look much younger. Or the last time I checked, looked at pictures of him, he looked really bad in the face. So I'm not sure how come he doesn't look like that in this movie. He looks fine in this movie, and it brings me so much hope that, yeah, I get to see more Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey. It was so freaking great. I cannot believe, like, all his mannerisms and everything is so Jim Carrey is just so good, bro. Like, you don't understand me. You have no idea. I love Jim Carrey so damn much. Man, and he had this right hand man as well. Oh my god, the dynamics between those two was so great to see. I think there was a scene where I think Robotnik might have been going to give him a dap or something like that for whatever reason or the other, and one of the two extended the dap, and I think Robotnik must have dodged it, and he punched him in the chest. It was I almost died in the theater when that happened. I can't remember. I'm sorry, I can't remember the exact sequence of events that happened to cause Robotnik to hit him, but it was so funny to me. It was stupid funny, and like, I don't know. I like his I want to call him a right hand assistant, if that's even a thing. I love that dynamic that he had with him. Pretty much all the big grand scaled action sequences somehow involve Dr. Robotnik, of course, because he's always starting trouble. There were some other smaller scale action sequences as well that did not include him, but all of the major, really, really nice looking ones, they included him in some way, shape, or form. And another thing, he wasn't flying around in the little egg carrier, whatever you call that, the little egg ship that he always runs away in, the little round one shaped like an egg. He doesn't use that. He uses like some kind of aerodynamic looking one. I mean, it shoots missiles and other stuff too. So I guess it gets the job done. I'm not nitpicky about that. I'm fine either way. And then he also has these like gloves on where he can press buttons in certain sequences or whatever, and he can like summon robots and do all kinds of stuff with it. It was so cool to see. I've never seen Dr. Robotnik in a game do anything like that. So I was like, wow, this is a nice addition that they just thought of on the fly, Jim Carrey was the MVP of this movie, hands down. If you have not watched the movie yet and you are a Sonic fan, I am now giving you the go to go and watch the movie. Like right now, like, why are you still here? Go watch the movie. Well, unless the theater is closed. Then you go tomorrow. But make sure you go. At some point, go and watch the movie. You won't be disappointed. Trust me when I say that, all right? Well, unless you're really close-minded or something. Other than that, you should be fine. And I'm not telling you you can't dislike this movie. You can dislike the movie. I'm just telling you it is not a bad movie. It not being a bad movie, to me, does not mean you will automatically enjoy it. I'm just giving you the go based on my own experiences. So if you're like super hardcore and you want to see all these game elements from the game itself into this movie, you might be a little disappointed. There are things in there, but it's not as heavily packed on as you might, I guess, initially assume. Maybe the sequel might pack on some more things, but only time will tell. It's setting up for that kind of stuff. I would hope, anyways. There's a couple more things I want to touch on real quick. These will contain spoilers, guys, so if you are not interested, now's your chance to leave the video. Otherwise, let's get on with it. So for anybody that were hoping that Supersonic would show up in this movie, that does not occur. There are no Chaos Emeralds in sight in this movie, therefore no Supersonic to be found. The first Sonic game on the Sega Genesis did not have Supersonic, so expect the first movie to also not have Supersonic, if we're trying to be fair here. The first one didn't have it. I think Supersonic was introduced in the second game, so there might be some more grounds to see Supersonic in the second one or in the sequel. So right before the end credits, we got a magnificently bald Jim Carrey with an exquisite mustache. It looks so right. It looks so good, guys. You have no idea. And he was like in this mushroom world. I guess that might be Mushroom Hill Zone. I don't know. I think people might be speculating it's Mushroom Hill Zone, but who knows, man? They might call it something different. I don't know. He also mentioned that he was like, for a lesser man would not be able to escape or something like that. But then he's like, but me, I'll be able to make it out by Christmas. So you know what? Sonic the Hedgehog 2 came out around Christmas time, I think, in 92? Was it 92? I think it might have been 92. It came out around Christmas time in 92. So I think the next movie is going to be out around Christmas time. That's my thought on that. It's not going to be, of course, this year, but I believe maybe by next year, Christmas time, there's going to be another movie. I think that was the hint. I don't think for him to say something specific like Christmas, I think that was a hint that they might be doing a sequel around Christmas, maybe 2021, something like that. I don't know. That's up for debate. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. And last but not least, when you think you've seen it all, during the credit sequence, which was marvelous, by the way, very good job on the credit sequence, but during the middle of it, the camera pans over to the left. This portal ring comes out of nowhere, right? Guess who jumps out of it? Tails. I was like, what the hell? There was no build up to Tails at all during this movie. There was no hints, no mention of, I wish Tails was here. Nothing during the movie suggested that Tails was going to be in anything. And Tails just jumps out. I felt so bad for the people that left, because everybody, this is what I do not understand about people that go and spend their money to watch a movie. You spent the time to drive, waste your gas, waste your time. You went, well, not waste your time, but you went to watch something that's not really a waste per se. You went there to watch the movie. As soon as the credits sequence hits, everybody gets up and leaves. And I'm like, do we not understand that people put extra content in the middle or at the end of their credits? Like, why does everybody just leave instantly? Do you not want your money's worth? I don't understand that. That's like you paying for $40 worth of gas, and then you only put $35 in it, and you pull the gas pump out before it finishes giving you the rest of your gas. Like, why would you do that? Continue watching your credits, man. Like, you miss things that way. They always hint at stuff like that, and that boggled my mind. I was like, yo, so many people missed it because they got up, and not only that, what made it even worse is because they got up and left whilst all that beautiful credit sequence was playing. It was like a 2D Sonic kind of thing, and he was recapping all of the events in the movie in 2D, and it was really cool, bro. I don't understand why people left and didn't want to see that. I wanted to see that whole thing. If you came to see Sonic, like, why did you leave? I guess that might have been some of the parents that might not have been so interested in it, but it was the kids. But the parents were ready to leave. They're like, okay, it's over, let's go. But the kids kind of probably wanted to see it, but the parents wanted to leave. Y'all know how that is. So he jumped out of this portal with a dragon radar, right? It wasn't a dragon radar, I'm just kidding. But yeah, he came out with this like tracking device of sorts, apparently looking for Sonic. So he was like, he's here, right? And then he jumped off the mountaintop and flew down into the city or whatever, wherever he went. And let me just tell you right now, the design and the voice of Tails, perfect. As a matter of fact, the design of this character is better than the Sonic one. I kid you not. The design of Tails in this movie looks better than the redesign of Sonic. I do not know if this redesign was done after. Maybe Tails had a old design too. Can you imagine how stupid that would have looked if they had an old design for Tails? Wow, I kind of want to see that now, actually. But I do not. I assume they hadn't made Tails yet. Maybe they had some rough sketches or something of him, back in the old days, I guess. I don't know, but I think this was just there was only one model created for him, but it looked better to me than the Sonic model we got, and I could not breathe, bro. When he spoke, because Colleen is the voice actor for that character. She does such a wonderful job, the best voice actor for Tails yet. Please don't die, Colleen. Always do Tails until the end of time, or at least until I die. the voice for this character, I could not. I was like, what? Oh my god, we need a sequel right away. Right away. Perfect voice actor, perfect model for this character, bro. I cannot wait for the second one. It was, oh my god. I'm so glad they put that there. That was so good to me. I was not expecting it. And they nailed the design. Trust me, that's not even an understatement. They nailed the design. Nailed it. Had his little spinny copter tails even. It was so good, guys. Please go see it. Please go see it. Very recommended. I gotta actually go watch that again. I probably won't go pay for it, but I'll find a way to find it online somewhere. But anyways, guys, if you like the video, please drop me a like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And please stay tuned for the next one. Go see it, guys. Go see it, guys. Please, please go see it, guys. Anyways, take it easy. Kenny, out.